to leave, so that I could stay. We scaled the last fence, leaving the majority of the small town behind. All that was beyond that was the railroad tracks and the woods. Freedom. But as I jumped down from the fence, a strangled cry spilled from my lips. With a thud, he hit the ground beside me, but just far enough away from the prickly branches that grew behind the fence. The ones that I had landed right on top of. "That looks really bad, Charlotte," he said worriedly, glancing down at the 2 long gashes that had appeared on my leg. Bits of spiky branches poked out from the wound in my pale skin. "It's okay. I'll be fine," I bit out, wincing when I tried to stand. "We have to keep going." I wiped a muddy hand through the blood that slid down my leg. "Maybe Gigi should look at it, clean it up," he asked, glancing down at the blood squeamishly. "She's right there. I just saw her looking through the window when we cut through the yard behind her office." He looked from my leg to the direction of the building over the fence behind us. "No, they'll look for us there," I explained, trying to blink back the tears that welled up. We both turned to look behind us. We'd heard the loud voices at the same time. "If you're sure." "I am. Promise." He nodded. "I can tie a tourniquet," he offered, looking surprisingly steady as he examined my leg. "It's how I got my first aid merit badge," he said proudly. "Always a Boy Scout," I smiled, but it faded quickly when we saw the telltale sign of a flashlight beam signaling above the fence. Waving him off, I felt guilty not letting him show me his skills, but we didn't have time. I rolled back my shoulders, wincing again through the shooting pain. "I'll take care of it once we get to the river," I said, limping away. The sound of the voices was getting louder, shouts from our parents, concerned neighbors, and We both looked back at the fence worriedly at the sound of the police siren. "How did they get Birdie here already?" I asked, hearing the static from the walkie-talkie. "Your dad probably called him as soon as he found the note you left. Between him and my parents, there's no way that they wouldn't get Birdie, if not all the police involved." I felt defeated, wishing I hadn't left the note stuck with a magnet on my dad's refrigerator. "I hoped we would have had more of a head start," I explained, trying to keep the weight off my injured leg. Seeing my struggle, he frowned. "Here, hop on," he offered quickly, turning so his back was to me. I looked at him, then down at me. I had a couple of inches and at least 10 pounds on him. "I'm so much bigger than you. You can't carry me," I said, just as another shooting pain radiated through my leg. "I can do it. Trust me, Charlotte," he insisted. "We have to hurry." His sky-blue eyes shone with kindness and compassion, the sentiment that I knew in my heart was honest and real. That's what best friends did. They helped when you needed it, and this might be our only chance of getting out of Hope Lake. I hopped on, wrapping my arms around him. "Are you okay?" In response, he gently squeezed my legs and took off as fast as he could toward the river, the chorus of voices fading behind us. When we finally made it to the train tracks, he helped me slide down to sit on one of the large rocks that lay between the tracks and the river. Our tracks. Our parents and the others searching for us wouldn't know to look for us here. It was our secret spot. Sure, it was an odd place for a couple of kids to run away to, but in a small town, you're limited to where you can disappear. That was the first lesson I remembered clearly from my decade in Hope Lake. You can't keep many secrets. Everyone knows everyone's business. We would escape here when my parents fought, or if he was getting picked on at school. Anytime we needed a friend, we knew to head here, because that's what best friends did. "Are you okay?" I asked, swiping the hem of my shirt across his sweaty forehead. He was breathing heavily and collapsed beside the rock I was sitting on. He nodded, his dark hair slicked with sweat. "I can't believe how hot it is," he said, still panting. It was unseasonably warm for the end of September. "It feels more like the middle of summer," I groaned, wiping the sweat from my forehead. School had barely started, which brought up another sad realization. "I won't be here this winter." I felt the tears well up. "No snow tubing or sledding through the woods. I won't even get to be in the Christmas pageant."